What's up, everybody? We're back again. We've almost been doing this weekly, like professionals.
Like professionals.
Tracey Johnson is back on Am I the Asshole? Am I the Asshole podcast? I still don't know the name of my podcast. It's fine.
Honestly, though, you did it in the beginning, and that has not been happening since I
know. Like
I
actually introed, so we take what we can get. Did I use the right name? Maybe not really, but like
close enough.
I introed, so
yeah,
we can only ask for so much. Thank you.
Truly, and at the end of a weekend, we can truly only ask for so much.
That is true. And you're back from a vacation?
Yeah, dog.
How was that?
It was good. This was the vacay that we were talking about in our last episode. Was it our last one or two ago? Maybe
maybe 1 or 2 ago. Yeah,
1 or 2 ago, where I was going to the Florida.
The one when we were talking about if they were the asshole for not letting them cook in the Airbnb.
Yes. Oh my God, how just perfectly connected that is. Yeah, so went on vacation with the whole fam bam, and it was a fucking blast. Honestly, it was so much fun. Definitely, like you and I joke all the time about how we're gonna live on a commune. Yeah. Fucking facts. Like it's truly the best. Like I would much prefer even larger house. Now, to be clear, the house that we stayed in for the week was probably 4,000 square feet. Like it was humongous. But with 16 people still needed a larger space because it was just like definitely on top of each other. Yeah. But to be able to just like be like, oh, kids are taken care of. Someone's making breakfast. Yeah. They're going to do dinner. Like it, blah, blah, blah. It was lovely. And it had a pool. And so like, if we didn't want to go to the beach and get all sandy, we didn't have to. We could just like hang out. It was just lovely. It was wonderful. Definitely though, like by the time I got home, I was like very ready to be home. Like I was very ready to be like, not with my entire family. We just had a really good time. It was really fun. I definitely, if you, I don't know if do you travel with your family, like big groups of people or no?
So our family is a lot smaller than yours because it's only me and my brother.
Yeah. Fair.
And then our parents, and we would go to South Carolina and we would all stay at like my grandma's house. But it like literally if my whole family's in a house, it was my grandma and grandpa, my aunt and uncle, they didn't have kids. And then the 4 of us is like our max.
Wait, so when we were on vacation, we were talking about, Phil and I were talking about traveling to Europe and going different places and talking about who we would go with. And I literally said, other than him, the only person who I would travel out of the country with is you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Where are we going to go?
I mean, I definitely would love to go to Spain with you. I feel like that would be super fun.
Oh, I've never been to Spain, so I'd love that.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a really good time. I mean, personally, I really want to go to Lithuania because I'm Lithuanian and I just want to be among my people.
I want to go to Croatia. That's high on my list.
Yeah, also would go there. But yeah, I just
go back to Iceland. That's very high on my list. I loved Iceland so much. I want to go back.
I've truly only heard people say wonderful things about Iceland. That it's just like their favorite vacation they've ever been on. But I just thought, I just was like, it's funny. And he was like, do you really think you would like, do you think your Nebraska trip was enough of a test for that? And I was like, I can talk to Michelle for 17 straight hours. Like, and I
feel like you're one of the only people that I would just be like, bro, I'm going on this hike. I gotta go by. Like, I feel like other people I'm like tiptoey around and I'm like, oh, like I don't want to like hurt their feelings or like whatever. Like I feel like with you I could just be like, you want to come, you can come. If not, you fucking figure some shit out and I'm going because I really want to go.
Honestly, that would be great because I'd be like, cool, I'm gonna poop alone. And then I'm going to like probably watch the Kardashians or something. Actually, no, I would never watch the Kardashians. Fuck that. But I'll watch some sort of bullshit on TV and be alone and like, or I'll just like take a 7-hour nap. And that's also fine. Like that feels fine to me. I actually took so many great naps on this trip that I was on. because they had this huge fucking couch. It wasn't one of those love sack couch, but it was like that, where it was like deep and like cushy. And
we kind of get lost in there and somebody's gonna like pull you out.
Yes. And our daughter like had a really hard time adjusting to like the time change and like the fact that it wasn't her crib and blah 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 and all this stuff. And so she was up a lot at night. And so every day me and Phil would just like lay on the couch at like 1:00 and be like snoring, just mouths open. And also just like drank so much beer on this trip. I do not drink, like, in my personal opinion, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, like, quote unquote shitty beer. But man, it was just like a Coors Light, Corona Light trip. And it was like easy drinking in the middle of the day. So that's also probably like
day drinking. It's harder to drink like a 10% IPA.
Yeah.
And get like fucked up.
Well, truly, because after 2, you're just super fucked. But after like 4 Coronas, I was like, well, that's 1 beer. Like, that's right.
And you're like, oh, well, now I don't have to drink water. So
precisely. Oh my God. Yeah. Truly the most hydrated I've ever been on a trip, but it was very fun.
I just think so. One of my problems when I go on climbing trips, my climbing partners that I usually go with, they're like way more introverted, or also they have like kids, so they like to just like be alone and like just sit and chill. I've been told that I can't sit and chill, which I didn't really know. But apparently I cannot sit and chill.
That's interesting. I think you can sit and chill. I think it just has to, hold on. Let me finish my thought, fucking dude. I think there has to be, you can chill in the way that like you can sit and do something for a long time, but there has to be like some sort of activating activity. Like whether it be like you can't just sit and like watch TV for like 7 hours, but you can probably, I imagine, do like a puzzle or do like a crossword
No, they wanted to like,
or like
sit and do. I was like, what are we supposed to do? And they're like, introvert activities. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean?
Like sit and read. I was like, I did not bring a book. And they're like, I don't know, scroll your phone. And I was like, I do not want to. And they were like, I don't know, watch TV, sit and listen to a podcast. And I was like, I want to do 0 of those things. Like, yeah. Cause I was like, still like in like a walk around, like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, you know what I ended up doing? I ended up taking the car and like literally driving to the Borders, or I guess Barnes and Noble, and like just walking around the Barnes and Noble. And that was enough. That's all I wanted to do. But they did not even want to do that. They wanted to like sit and just nothing. And I get that. I guess if you have kids and they're usually around you, you probably want just quiet and calm.
I mean, yes and no. Well, I guess I'm wondering because you
and the other one's just wildly introverted and just wants alone time.
You sound like
I don't have either one of those.
You sound like Phil right now, though, and I'm wondering, like, is Rich more like me, where he can just veg and sit and like?
He could like sit and just read, or like he'll sit on our back porch and just like look at shit in the backyard. And I'm like, what are you doing now? And he's like, I don't know, chilling. And I'm like, oh, like doing what though? And he's like, I don't know, like looking at the fucking sparrows and shit, watching the dogs. And I'm like, oh, that's cool for like 30 seconds.
At the fucking sparrows. Oh my God, that's
so
hilarious.
Many sparrows in our yard. We have like a bird sanctuary in our backyard.
You should get a sparrow tattoo and just like
I have a sparrow tattoo.
You do? Where?
Yeah. On my back.
Oh yeah, that's right. I knew that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that why he loves sparrows?
I don't know if he remembers I have. Oh. I forget I have it. I'm like, oh yeah, that fucking tattoo, whatever.
There's this tattoo place by me that I would like to go get a couple of tattoos from.
What's it called?
It's a new place. It's called Bone and Blossom. It's in Lombard.
Oh, I've never heard it.
And I know it's brand new, like within the last like 4 or 5 months, but I looked up the tattoo artists and it's like a woman-owned tattoo shop, and like it just looks pretty sick. So I think I'm gonna go there in the next couple weeks and just grab a couple.
Nice. You got like plans, or you doing a flash? What's up?
No, I mean, do you want to hear about it, or is that boring?
No, I'll hear about it.
Okay. So I think I want to get, this is like dumb and deep, but I don't care because I want it. I promised my mom I wasn't going to get any more tattoos in my arms, and now I'm like, a couple more. But
It's already, my arm's already fucked up, Mom. Why not? One more.
yeah, it's already a nightmare. But I think on like the back of my arms, kind of where your camera is, but like a little bit lower than that. I think I want to get a sun, like a big sun, like a regular sun, but like small, like fine line still. And then a setting sun, because like just the idea of like a new day will always start and another day will end, like the day will always end. And like, it's just this kind of like continuation of like, it's just not every day is going to be different, and like nothing is forever. And as like a reminder of that. So yeah, I think that,
or you could do like a full sun on one wrist and then the setting sun on the other wrist.
No, that's what I think. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Oh,
just like that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I think that would be kind of cool. Just like the idea of just kind of like the juxtaposition of like two different arms, two different things. Like nothing's ever the same. Things are ever changing. Cool. Yeah. I think something like really simple would be a nice thing, especially after like this last couple of years I've had, is just like nothing's forever. Nothing good lasts forever. Nothing bad lasts forever. So like, that's fine.
I love that. That's cute.
Thanks.
Now, no one fucking copy it before Tracey goes and gets it, okay? I'm sure somebody on your fucking Instagram has it. Anyway.
100%.
What kind of assholes do we want to talk about today, though?
I don't know. You know what I really want?
What?
What I really don't want, I guess I should say, is I don't want any more fucking 16-year-old. I can't call another 16-year-old an asshole. Like I can't. It's gotta be
an adult.
I need an adult. I need to have someone who's of age.
Not a minor.
Correct. Exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. Whatever. This is a 35-year-old. Okay, fine.
Let's go.
What?
I said, let's go.
You ready? Sorry, I don't know why that was so weird. Anyway. Am I the asshole?
Guys, hold on. We're using a new system tonight, and Michelle and I are super off, and like I feel like everything's just like a little weird and a little wonky. We're trying to be more professional, and like it might not be going well. So just bear with us if we're like a little askew. Just know that.
Or maybe they like it. I don't know.
Or maybe they love it. Okay. So am I the asshole? Michelle, go.
All right. Am I the asshole? This person did not use the proper fucking form, so I'm gonna try to work around it. Okay. Am I the asshole for being mad because my boyfriend wants me to sleep on the floor?
Am I the asshole for being mad because my boyfriend wants me to sleep on the floor?
Uh-huh.
No, I don't want to sleep on a fucking floor.
Right. We're not camping, bitch.
Yeah.
That's the only time you sleep on the floor. And that's the ground, not the floor.
Yeah, I do not.
Or if your back hurts, then you sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
All right. My 35-year-old male boyfriend works overnight and every morning between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. when he gets off. I, 24 female, am asked to leave the room so he can receive a good rest. Am I selfish for not wanting to leave the bedroom when he comes in from work? He says I'm being selfish whenever I don't want to leave the room. He says me sleeping beside him makes the room extremely hot and that my movements wake him up. But for me, sleeping out in the living room for another few hours is uncomfortable and I hate it. It's extremely bright. Our bedroom has blackout curtains and the couch isn't big enough to lay on. It's technically a love seat and the floor is way too hard on my body. We own an air mattress that I could sleep on, but we have a cat that would pop that in an instant. We talked about buying a couch, but he's not willing to contribute to purchase the couch, quote, because I'm the one who wants it. So
oh my God.
Do I do in this situation? I feel like it's unfair that I constantly have to sacrifice my only 5 to 6 hours of sleep for myself so that he can have a peaceful 8 hours. Am I wrong in this situation? And how should I go about this?
This is her boyfriend?
Supposedly. Like, could you imagine being asleep in your bed? Especially at, 4
So he works
a.m.
4 a.m. to 7 a.m.?
No, I think he works like 7 p.m. I think he's coming home between 4 and 6 a.m.
Okay.
He works some type of like night shift, and he's
Some type of night shift,
working
third
at
shift,
night,
something.
and then he like gets home between 4 and 6 in the morning, and wants to come into bed.
Okay. And he wants her to leave at
And then he
4?
wants to roll into the fucking bedroom and be like, get out. I want to sleep. It's time for me to sleep. That's crazy. No.
That's
I am like in a deep
crazy.
REM cycle at 4 a.m.
And also, like, if you are coming home from work and it's 5:30 in the morning, right? You're gonna I don't know. What did you do when you came home from night shift? I took a shower and like did something.
No, I went to my bed. I went in the bed and I fell asleep immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I did that for sure, but like a lot of the time I would like take a shower, eat something, like watch a little TV, whatever, like unwind and then go to bed. But even if you're not,
no, I would roll into my house and be like, immediate bed. Good
is this
night.
a studio apartment? Do they live in a 100-square-foot home? Like,
well, no, but he wants the bedroom to himself. He wants her to go sleep out on the couch.
Fuck that guy. You sleep on the couch, motherfucker. You sleep on the air mattress, or you
but also like this
creep into the room and go to sleep if you're so fucking tired.
Yeah,
and then she will get up at the time that's appropriate for her, and then I get it. Like, yeah. Working night shift, it was annoying to like come home and then like get into bed and the person like an hour later gets up and like does stuff. I always fell back asleep. You can fall back asleep. Take a melatonin and call it a day.
Like your first hour of sleep, so you kind of like might wake up a little and then drift back off.
Correct.
Waking somebody who's at 4 a.m. that's been sleeping since like 10, they're like asleep still.
That's insane behavior.
Like I used to come home and usually Rich would be already like up and getting ready for work on the weekdays, but like on the weekends he'd probably still be like asleep in bed. And I did that. I would just like come home, change, get into bed, and he'd still like maybe wake up a little bit. And then he'd kind of like quietly get out of bed. Honestly, the dogs probably woke me up more than him.
Same.
And then he would like kind of creep out of the bedroom, close the door, and then like go about his day.
Also, well, I guess I have a side question. Was Rich really sick when you guys first started dating?
Oh my God, yeah.
So was Phil.
I was like, I almost broke up with him, and I was like, I'm not gonna be like married to some man who like is sick all the time. This is crazy.
That's so fucking hilarious.
It was me because I was bringing all these germs home from the fucking hospital.
I'd come home and I would like snuggle him and be like, "Hey, baby," and like whatever. And I literally just had like
and then he had just had like, RSV for fucking
rubella. Yeah, absolutely. Just like fucking some sort of typhoid fever attached to me.
I had already been a nurse for like a year, maybe 2, before I met him. So like,
I'd been a nurse for like 5 years. So I was like,
you were real immune.
I was just really immune to everything. I was deep in the trenches of like the medical waste. And he was for like probably like 3 to 6 months. He was like, really fucking ill.
And he kept
being, I was like, you're
so dumb. I'm never sick like this. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
I think it's so funny because that is the exact same reaction that Phil had. Is he was like, I'm genuinely never ill. Like, I don't know what's happening. And I was like, I think you have an autoimmune disorder, my guy. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but this is fucked up. He had a cold every week for like 6
every day.
It was unreal.
And he was like, this is so weird. Usually, like, I get one cold in the fall and that's it. I was like, what the fuck ever? You are like, no, I can't deal with this. Like,
I am delighted. I'm delighted to hear this news. Like, honestly,
because
delighted.
I came home from my hospital and I didn't take a shower, and then I got into my bed next to my then boyfriend and was like, why are you sick, you little bitch?
We're such dicks. We said in an episode like 5 episodes ago, like our husbands could do so much better than us. It is like Clearly.
And I'm like, ew, are you chronically ill? I do not want any part of that.
Oh, are you gonna be like a little sick boy? I don't want you. It's like we're the fucking assholes who are like
I
licking
can't afford
C. diff.
to buy this much Sudafed my whole life. I don't make that much money.
Delsum, never heard of her.
Oh, you don't want the Walgreens brand? Okay.
Yeah. Ibuprofen is ibuprofen. Fuck you. Bye.
I disagree. False. The gel cap work better.
Oh no, 100%. I totally agree with that. Like very much so.
Like 60% better on gel capsules versus the coated.
Mm-hmm. Well, the coated suck. I feel like the coated are just Tic Tacs.
Yeah, and then I'm like, well, I took 16 of these and I'm still in pain. What's up?
Please don't take 16.
Don't do that.
PSA, hold on. We must say this out loud. Do not take 16 ibuprofen. You will have a GI bleed and you will die. Please do not do that. No matter what any podcaster tells you, this is not medical advice. Do not do that. I feel like Reddit's gonna say that she's not the asshole and the boyfriend's the asshole. And I also feel like that was that, and I love you and I'm not saying you, but that was weak, my friend. We have to up the ante a little bit.
I know. Well, I just wanted to read it because it was so fucking wild that somebody would be in a relationship and expect their significant other to get the fuck out of the bed and go sleep on the couch. And then, okay, like I get it. If you don't have a second guest bedroom, if he was maybe,
no,
if he was like, listen, I really can't sleep. And then when you get up, it wakes me up and it makes, I feel awful. Could we get like a pull-out bed or like a couch that's comfy? And then that way, like we could alternate. Like I could go sleep out there when I first come home some nights. And then some days, like if you could get up at 6 and then go sleep out there and take a nap if like you're still tired. Like,
but again, if it's just
different,
if it's just, I don't give a fuck about you and your sleep. Go somewhere else when I come home.
And then she's like, it's a love seat. I can't fit. And he's like, oh, well, too bad.
Even like, because the wheels are in my head are turning like, oh, is it his house? Is this his home that he purchased and whatever? Even if that's not the kind of man you want to be with, my friend, someone who's like, my comfort supersedes everything about you. That's not fair. That's not normal. Like, don't be with that guy.
Update. He pays 70% of the rent, including all the bills and both our car insurance. I only pay a small amount for rent. It's a new job he's only been working at for about 3 months. Nah. So maybe benefit of the doubt, he's still adjusting to night shift.
Sure, fine.
So,
and don't take a night shift job if you like don't
like
know how.
Also, if you're 35 and you're taking your first night shift job, that fucking sucks.
Sucks. I actually couldn't do that.
Because I was able to night shift in my 20s. I did not night shift well in my 30s.
Anything. Okay, true story. I worked night shift from the time I was 17, almost 18, until I was like 25 or 26. So almost 10 years. And did it, loved it, killed it. And then when I woke
30, up one day and was like, cannot.
I was 31. Anymore. I was working at, was I 31? Oh my God. I was working at a different hospital in the ICU, and all of their charge nurses at night were like all called in. And so they like reached out and they were like, hey, can anybody do this? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sure, I'll go do one night shift. So I got like 4.5 hours of sleep beforehand. I was like, that's great. I got a big ass coffee, whatever. I did. I went, I worked the night shift and it was fine.
Ruined for 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. For bare minimum.
For 3 days, it was as if I had been drugged and like beaten over the head with a chain. I couldn't function. And I was 31 years old. Yeah. Like, I was still young and like, I mean, I still am young, but like I was still a baby. I was freshly in my 30s and I was like, I think this is where I die. I think this is the end of my life. Like I couldn't believe how tired I was. And I couldn't imagine. There were some times where I would work like 9, 12-hour night shifts in a row.
Oh no, that's insane.
Oh, Michelle, I was insane.
4 max. And I was like, fuck this.
No. One time, truly, this was wild. One time I did.
You working overtime?
Oh, absolutely.
Ew,
I was
never did that. I'm like, oh, I'd rather be poor than be in this fucking place.
No, I was like, I want all the fucking money. Like, I want everything.
No.
One time I was working 11 to 7 p.m. to a.m. and I want you to guess how many.
Bad.
Well, but it's 8-hour shifts. So it's every night or five nights a week or whatever.
5 nights.
Guess how many in a row I did though of that.
Oh no. How much?
Guess how many? I want you to guess. This is a guessing game.
12.
13, baby.
No.
13 in a row. But that's also the night, the 13th night or the 14th night, I was going to go back and like pick up a shift to do like 2 weeks in a row and like call it what it is. That's the night that I was so tired and didn't get any sleep that the police department had to come to my apartment because I didn't answer like 37 phone calls from my mom and work and like all this stuff. Did I never tell you this story? Oh my God. Oh my God. I have to tell you. I think people will care about this. It's very funny. So I was so young. I was like 22 years old, like fucking loving nursing, living my truth, like loving life. And we, they asked me to work another night shift. So they asked me to work and I was like, yep, I can do it. No problem. So I get home and I'm living in this like shitty apartment. And, I get home from work. It's like 8:30 in the morning and I'm like, I'm just going to sleep. It's going to be fine. So I try to go to sleep and I can't. My air conditioner breaks. So it's like, and I think it's like middle of July or something like that. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm just going to like take this fan and try to go to sleep. So I try to go to sleep using this fan and I can't. I'm like sweating and now it's like noon. And I was like, okay, how can I do this? How can I go to bed? So I put ice packs like all over me to try to like cool my body down. Like 112 degrees in my apartment. And then as I'm starting to drift off and fall asleep and like, and you know how math is when you work overnight, right? Is you're like, okay, if I sleep at noon,
if I fall asleep here, I'm this many hours.
Absolutely. So I start to fall asleep. I just start to drift off. And this lovely family starts having a like birthday party outside of my window. And they're like, and it's like 60 people and they're all screaming and drinking and just having the best time. So I couldn't fall asleep. So finally at like 3:30 p.m., I finally fall asleep in my bra and underwear. I didn't wash my makeup off. So I've sweated black mascara down my face. I fall asleep. And I'm supposed to be back at work at 10:30 that night. And I wake up to the sound of people banging on my apartment door. I mean, so loud that I thought someone was trying to break in and kill me. And I wake up and I run to the door. And again, I'm in a bra and underwear with black makeup drenched down my face. And I open the door and it is 6 of the hottest firefighters I've ever seen in my life. And I open the door and I'm like, what? And they were like, are you alive? And I was like,
you're like, oh, barely, my guy.
And I was like, what time is it? And they were like, it's 11:15. So I'm 45 minutes late for work. No. I look at my phone. I had 37 missed phone calls. I had like 70 missed text messages. I had
like voicemails. A bunch of people from work.
It was work. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, everyone in my life was calling me. My mom was on her way up because she thought I was dead. She was like, you're dead. You're 100%. You've died.
Like work called
me. They called my parents because they were my emergency contact. So when they were like, they were like, have you seen Tracey? And I didn't live with them. And so, yeah. So these firefighters came, almost knocked on my door. They were so hot. And I looked truly like a fucking like monster. Absolutely. And so I called my mom and she's hysterical. She's screaming, crying in the car because she thinks I'm dead. Like she genuinely thought I was dead. And then I was like, Mom, I have to go. And I called work and this sweet nurse who I'll never forget, her name was Mary O. She was one of the best nurses I've ever worked with. I called and I just said, Mary, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. And she was like, I was like, I can't believe I slept through it. And she goes, honey, if you're that tired that you slept through all those phone calls and all those alarms, I do not want you taking care of people. And she hung up the phone on me and I didn't go to work. She was the fucking best. But it was the wildest. I couldn't believe that my brain like shut down. Like it was like, no, ma'am, you haven't slept in 2 fucking weeks. Stop it.
Right.
Stop being a crazy asshole. Anyway, that's a very long story, but it's one of my favorite stories,
So
especially
your brain, Night Shift is the asshole.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this guy's the asshole.
Obviously he's the asshole. I guess this is low hanging fruit. I just feel like I feel like I had to save it because when I read it, I was like, that is insane.
It's insane.
Like, who fucking says that? Who says that and is like, yeah, that should work. Like, no.
A narcissist says that. That's crazy.
Basically everyone is like, what? Goodbye. No way. You're not the asshole. He sucks.
Good.
Also a lot of people are pointing out she's 24 and he's 35. Which Reddit's not.
We know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. What happens?
Oh no.
What can cause issues at a wedding?
A mother-in-law.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Drunkenness.
The wedding dress, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah. So one of our early episodes was a wedding dress topic. So we're going to circle back to a wedding dress. Okay.
I'm pumped. That story. Are you talking about the mother-in-law wedding dress one?
When the mother-in-law tried the dress on?
I think about that. I'd say once a month. I think about that. That's genuinely one of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my life.
Did we ever talk about how, okay, so I was reading this Reddit post out loud at work. This is insane. Insane. There's some people at work who they don't really know me that well. And sometimes they get me confused with another coworker. Yeah. The other coworker happened to be getting married recently.
Yeah, next few months after this.
Within the next month or something. Yeah. Fine. So they get us short little brunette girls confused a lot. So I'm reading this Reddit post out loud about a woman. If you want to hear it, it's one of our first episodes. I did it with Rich. It's about a woman who gets mad at her husband because her mother-in-law asks to try on her wedding dress because she's really into wedding dresses. And she's like, no, that's weird. And then
weird.
And then she proceeds to go over to the house, and her son / this woman's future husband, helps, lets her go up and try the wedding dress on in secret. But then the daughter ends up busting them, and she freaks out and is like, are you fucking kidding me? Because that's insane. So I'm reading this Reddit post out loud at work to my friends, who I assume all know that it's a Reddit post and that I've been married for 8 years or however long. And these coworkers overheard it.
Now, we must also say these coworkers are in their late 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Early 60s, maybe.
They're our mom's age, right?
And they're a little silly. They're just silly gooses who
they're silly gooses.
Truly,
and they're not there. They're only there maybe once a week.
Once a week, and they're very nice, but they do not I don't think if I said the word to them podcast, I think they'd be like, is that a spaceship? I don't think that they would even understand what is happening.
Probably not up on a podcast vibe.
Yeah.
But also so probably don't know what Reddit is. For sure.
No, they think it means they read the newspaper.
They're on Facebook and then that's it.
Maybe
that's where it ends.
Yeah.
So I'm reading this Reddit post. They overhear it because their cubes are over there. So they're just hearing our voices. They think that I am just telling this story as if it happened to me. They get me confused with the other brunette who is getting married in the next coming weeks. And they were and then they very offhandedly, I ended up leaving and I went to Ireland for 2 weeks and then I came back and she was like, so I was gone for 2 weeks at the same time our other coworker was getting married. And I come back and
forgot about that.
they're like, "Hey, how was your wedding?" And I was like, "My wedding was lovely. Yeah, I don't know. Like it was like 8 years ago, so I don't know why you're talking about it." And they were like, "Oh, I thought you like just left to go get married." And I was like, "No, I've been married. I think she just got married." And they're like, "Oh, well, you were talking about that story about how your mother-in-law tried on your wedding dress." And I was like, "No,
Honestly,
to be clear, I would have not gotten married if that happened to me."
but
She thought that was like,
and you were saying it so casually, like, "Oh my God," and then this happened.
oh my God. Because I was reading it in like and then she did this.
And then this is what happened. Like a fucking.
These women thought I was just casually talking about my mother-in-law trying on my wedding dress.
It was wild. Yeah.
Behind my back with my husband's assistants, my future husband's assistants. And I was like, thank God they asked about my wedding and I could clarify that wasn't a real story that happened to me. And I've been married.
You know what I wish Reddit had? And maybe it does. I don't know enough about Reddit. I honestly am not on it enough. Like I just go on and I'm like, parenting fails or whatever. But I wish that Reddit had like a update from the most insane Am I the Asshole ever. Like I want to know, did she marry that man?
Some people post updates.
I would love if you could try to find an update.
Maybe
to that
I'll
one
try to track that down.
I need to know if she married the man who secretly allowed his mother to try on his future wife's wedding dress. I need to know if they got married or if she immediately was just like, nah, I'm good.
Wouldn't you be like, nah, I'm good?
Absolutely. But there are people who like really want to get married in the world and like really just want to have that. And like, but I don't think that there's anything that my fiance could say to me that wouldn't make me go, nope, you're always going to choose her. You let her try on my wedding dress and stand and look at herself in a mirror as if she was going to wed you, her own son.
Aside from the being deceitful and whatever, it's a weird vibe. There's some weird incest vibes and I'm not into it. Like immediately, I'm never having sex with you again. Like
immediately your dick is gone. I don't want it because you're going to be imagining your mother underneath you. Like I can't. It makes me think of that what we were talking about on a few episodes ago, like the boy mom aesthetic of just like, I don't want to say the boy mom aesthetic because I think there's a lot of boy moms who are wonderful mothers, but I think the idea of kind of like intense, like I'm breaking up with my son every day as he gets older thing. Yeah. And the idea, also the idea like of someone who like someday may be a mother-in-law to be like, can I try on to my daughter even? Can I try on your wedding dress to see what it feels like?
Your own daughter, it would be weird. And then to use the cover up, like, oh, I just love wedding dresses. Like, go to a wedding store boutique and try one on. What? Go to Goodwill.
House of Brides and wear a fake ring and be like, I'm 112. I'm getting married tomorrow. They don't care. They don't care. Buy 30 wedding dresses, Ethel. No one fucking cares. Anyway, what's the next one that you want to talk about? Because that was a soapbox. Let's all
that was. But I feel like the world needed to hear that. Everybody, for like two of my coworkers, literally thought that was my personal story, and I just felt like that's wild. Like
absolutely.
This is the sacrifice I'm making for this podcast.
How nice of you.
Am I the asshole for warning my brother's fiance her wedding dress might cause problems?
Oh, can you read again?
Am I the asshole for warning my brother's fiance her wedding dress might cause problems?
My immediate reaction is yes, you're the asshole.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
Okay. That's just my immediate reaction. And I feel like I might change my mind, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I just feel like it's their wedding dress. Just shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like the vibe I get. It's not your wedding. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My brother is getting married soon, and his fiance chose a very revealing wedding dress. It's low cut with thigh-high slit and a sheer back. I'm all for people wearing what they want, but our family's quite conservative and opinionated, and I know this dress will cause a lot of drama, especially with our grandparents. Talking people walking out of the wedding kind of drama.
Jesus.
At a family dinner, I pulled her aside and I gently suggested that she might want to reconsider her choice, explaining likely reactions from our elder relatives. I made sure to clarify that I absolutely respect it's her choice and it's her special day, but I wanted to at least warn her of what could happen. She got very upset and said that it's her wedding and she'll wear whatever she wants. My brother's now mad at me, accusing me of trying to control their wedding. Some of my family members think I was just looking out for her, while others say I overstepped. Am I the asshole for telling my brother's fiance her wedding dress might be inappropriate for our conservative family?
Did this person say, are they a female or a male?
This is, I kind of assumed it was a female, but it actually does not say. Because when I read my brother, I just assumed. But I guess that's kind of a shitty assumption on my part.
Well, I don't think it's a shitty assumption. I think it is curious. I would also assume it's a female.
And I think like a woman would be more likely to look at a wedding dress and be like, yeah. I think dudes are just kind of like, whatever.
So Here's what I'll say.
He, this person did not post any comments back after they made this post. So I can't.
Okay. Unclear. No worries. No problem. Not that it changes my mind much. It just would have added a little fuel to the fire.
Yeah. But I felt like I read it as like being a woman, and I understand where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. I would not want to be blindsided the day of my wedding and have half the family be like, oh my God, you look like a whore. Like I would want to be able to anticipate that and mentally prepare for that. Mm-hmm. But I also think the husband should have maybe said something, or I don't know. I don't know if it's like the siblings' place for it to come from, and even if it is the siblings' place, like I don't know.
It's tough. I think do I want to use the phrase asshole? No. Like, I don't think you're an asshole. I think, you know what this sounds like to me?
You always try to get out of am I the asshole? Yes or no, my guy?
No, okay, you're right. Fine. If I have to say that, then yeah, you're the asshole. You shouldn't have done that.
You're staying with it?
It's their wedding day. You shouldn't have done that. If an old fucking bitch wants to walk out of my wedding because my tits are out, like, then fuck you. Bye.
Well, and that's the follow-up. I mean, I guess I would want to just be able to know that is a potential possibility.
Yeah.
So I'm not just like doing my vows and like Jima's getting up and you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
but also,
I guess I'd like to be able to like,
do we really think grandma's going to get up and leave? No. Grandma's probably going to come up to you and be like, is that really the dress you want to wear? Like, wow, I didn't know my grandson was marrying such a hooer, like you said. Like,
right.
But also, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts. Just like, does this female know that like she's marrying into a family of super conservatives? Like, because if she does, then like she very clearly chose this dress anyway. So like she doesn't care, I guess.
Like, does she already know the vibe of the family?
Yeah. So like, is she just like, I don't care, I'm just gonna wear what I want? Like, and I think that's fine.
And I think that's fine too. But I guess if she already knows what she's getting herself into and she just doesn't care, cool, love that. I think if she has no idea and this is gonna blindside her, yes, somebody should.
Then maybe you say to your brother, hey, have you told Jenny that like our family's fucking crazy and like they're gonna walk out of the wedding? And if he's like, no, it's gonna be fine, just be like, I really think you should at least tell her like I love your dress. I want you to wear it. I want you to be prepared for someone to make a shitty comment. But I don't think it's your place as like the future sister-in-law to be like, hey, make a better decision about your dress, even if it is with good intention. Because it sounds like this is with incredibly
also,
good
sounds
intention.
like the dress is already purchased and already picked out.
Right.
So
what is she supposed to do? Give back $2,000 worth of dress? Like,
right.
And it's probably already been altered or something.
Right. Which is like, I don't know, like if you were going to have that discussion with her, should have been while you guys were looking. Did you look at dresses together? How did you see this dress? Like,
or did you say to her when she started dress looking, hey, do whatever you want, hands up in the air. I just want to let you know my family has been super weird about stuff. Again, do whatever you want. I just want to prepare you for them to be like kind of dicks about low cut, low back, sheer, whatever.
Right.
And I love whatever decision you're going to make. I just want you to have all the information.
And I think if she would have said it pre-purchasing the dress, not the asshole at all.
Yeah.
But when it's already bought and like picked out and she already loves it and like, then like kind of the asshole, what is she supposed to do now? Like go buy another dress? Like,
yeah. And again, if we have to just say like definitely the asshole, fine. Yes, that shouldn't have said it, shouldn't have done it.
Maybe whoever's going to leave the wedding based on a wedding dress is the asshole.
Absolutely. And like that's the thing that I really as I get older, I really hope I don't turn into this like person who's like, well, the way we did it in my day. Like I really hate the idea that like things can't change and people can't be different or like traditions can't be different. Otherwise it's like not holy or not this. And it's just like, I looked fucking beautiful on my wedding day. I still look at my wedding pictures and I'm still like, I looked so fucking beautiful. And my dress was definitely way more low cut and it was way low cut in the back, like more than what I think people in my life wanted or thought that was appropriate. And like, I loved it. I loved my wedding dress. And like, that is what matters so, so much. I don't know. I just think that's crazy.
Agree.
Yeah. What does Reddit say?
A lot of people, it's a lot of like, yeah, you're kind of the asshole. Like
similar to us.
Yeah. Like shouldn't really be intervening at this point. Kind of up to the husband, her future husband, to say something. Mm-hmm. I mean, clearly this person's brother is also mad that she said something. So also kind of felt like they were acting out of place, right? Like,
yeah.
Also, maybe she's super emotional and kind of blew up. And then in a couple days, she's going to be like, listen, I know you're just trying to be cool about the wedding dress and trying to warn me. Like, I already bought it. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she was upset at first and it was like, oh my God, I didn't even fucking think about this. Oh, like, and maybe after a couple days of thinking about it, she'll be like, you know what? Thanks for saying something. Like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But
also, I guess I also appreciate this person writing in and being like, hey, because the way it reads to me is like, I actually do kind of feel like an asshole for doing this. Am I? Like, It doesn't feel like the person's like, I think I'm totally right. I definitely think that I should have done this. I feel like I feel like
this person is like, maybe I fucked up. Like,
yep. Whereas I feel like a lot of these that you read are like, I think I'm totally 100% correct. Am I the asshole? And it's like, this person feels like, did I fuck up? I think I fucked up. I didn't mean it that way.
I fucked up, but some people think I did the right thing. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going kind of the asshole on this one, and that's pretty much the subreddit. Like a lot of people being like, well, it's kind of too late for her to do anything. What are you gonna help?
Yeah.
A lot of not grandma's wedding, not grandma's dress. So who cares?
Yeah. And I like live by that. Like, it's not their wedding. It doesn't matter what they want. And I tell whenever I meet someone who's getting married, I'm always like, this is your day, my friend. Mm-hmm. It's not about your family. And like, you know, when I was getting married, my mom wanted to invite like as many people as she ever met. And I get it because she was excited and she wanted to like have her friends there. But I was like, nah, my guy, you get like 8 people because my wedding's going to be 100 people or less. So like, I want the people there that I want there.
Yeah.
You know, your people don't matter. And like, it's not that they don't matter. It's that this is my day. Like, this is what I am doing. And people are like, well, who's paying for it? And it's like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I really hate that argument. If you don't want to pay for my wedding, then don't pay for it. Then don't give me money. That's okay. That's fine. I'm not asking you for it. That's okay.
And if you're going to pay for it, don't hold everything over my head.
Yeah, that's insane. That's not a gift then. It's not helpful. It's just a way for
blackmail.
you to like hold power over me. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, it's really strange. Yeah.
So those are the 2 for today.
Cool.
I
like them.
I feel like they were light, but whatever.
They were light and shorties, but we talked about ourselves enough. Oh my god.
Still got through
with us. Well, thanks for having me back on, bud.
Yeah, it was exciting. I guess now with summer coming up, there's going to be like a lot of opportunity for more asshole stories. You know, we got 4th of July. I feel like I'm hoping for like maybe some boat stories. Like,
I would love to if like a listener wrote in asking us if they were an asshole and we could like actually respond to them. So if anybody has like an am I the asshole that they want to like I don't know, how do they write into this podcast?
Through Rich's Discord usually.
That would be cool. Or maybe we could start some sort of like, I don't know, interweb thing.
Start social media. Fine. I'll start a fucking Instagram. I'm going to forget
I want you
to
start social media just so that we can have people, because I think that it would be really fun to have someone write in, like, we could respond to, like, Jerry, you know? Yes, Jerry, you're the asshole.
If you have Am I the Asshole that you want us to talk about, send it to my husband at Voices of Wrestling. I assume that's most people who listen to this listen to that as well. I think the Venn diagram is pretty deep on that. So tell Rich. If not, I guess you can send it to mine or Tracey's personal Instagram for now.
To Michelle. I'm private.
Until I get a fucking Instagram made for this place, which is gonna be like another 8 months. So yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Have a good weekend. Have a good, I don't know what it is.
Have a good everything.
Have a good everything, whatever you're doing right now in this moment. I hope you love it. Thanks for coming. Bye.
All right, bye.